I am Natasha. I'm going to talk about a few tools using astrology to help become more aware of yourself and the people around you. And today I'm going to talk about Saturn in the seventh house or in the house of Libra. So Saturn is our karma, our restrictions, our lessons, where we have to learn and slowly climb up the hill with a whole bunch of pushback in this area. And it's responsibility, duty, discipline, restriction, learning things the hard way, not the easy way. And being in the house of Libra, we're applying that aspect of Saturn into the house of relationships. One-on-one relationships, our romantic partnerships, our business partnerships, contracts, marital contracts, business contracts, all of those type of things. So Saturn being in the house of Libra, you're taking someone who has a lot of difficulty when dealing with other people. There's a lot of pushback, a lot of probably insecurities, a lot of just challenges when it comes to one-on-one people, even like business relationships, or having to compromise in relationships, not seeing the other person's side of you, or having a hard time seeing the other person's side of you, or being misunderstood, not having the other people understand you in a relationship. So there can be a lot of fighting, a lot of misunderstandings, things to this way of being, to where the person has to learn a lot of lessons when dealing with other people. It can make someone eventually make the person very good at relationships if they learn all of the lessons that Saturn gives them, usually after the ages of that 30-year bubble. If the person doesn't resist and actually kind of learns what Saturn is trying to teach that person in this area of their chart. So that person can be very good at relationships, very ethical and responsible, and sees justice in a relationship, and it plays fair. So they can actually become really, really good at one-on-one relationships of all kinds. But if they do not learn the lessons of Saturn, they're always going to have difficulties in this area, or maybe have relationship breakups. If they get married before the age of 30, they can experience possible breakups or divorces. If they did not learn the lessons of Saturn, and get into a lot of minuscule fights and little battles that were unnecessary, and the relationship blows up, and they probably reflect afterward and think of like, oh, that wasn't really worth having an argument over, or I should have said things this way or that way, or I didn't understand my partner's side. I wanted it my way, like a one-way street, because all relationships are a two-way street, not a one-way street. So the person has to learn how to compromise and see the other person's side. Individual who has Saturn in the seventh house is learning a lot of lessons with working how to compromise, see eye to eye with other people, not be jealous or envious or overcritical of other people to get their way. They're learning lessons on how to work with other people and how to play nice, and work harmoniously with other people, because you are not just in need of what you want in a relationship. You have to kind of compromise with other people and what they want in a relationship, and see if you can collaborate and compromise on that decision. So this can be good and bad, because if you learn the lessons in this house, then you get rewarded in your second half of life. And that is my short description of Saturn in the seventh house.